In this video, I'm going to do a quick run through and explanation for your dilation mini project. Okay, on the paper that I gave you, you see a rubric 43210. So please look at the rubric and maybe you can check before you turn in what score you receive. Okay, but it is important that you try your best, even if you make mistakes. Right, that's how you learn. So please don't be afraid to make mistakes, but just always try your best. Okay. You have directions right here from 1 through 8 with a bonus point coloring your dilated image. Okay, bonus point. Now direction is, hopefully in class you already did 1, 2, 3, some of the 4, you already did 5, and we kind of started on 6. Alright, so you just need to do 6, 7, 8, hopefully. But otherwise, you have the direction over here that you can look at. Now what these directions mean, let's look at the example. So here I have a picture of Caillou. I glued it toward the top of my paper. You probably already did that. And also mark the point for center of dilation above the cartoon character, which you probably have done that too. That takes care of direction number 1 and 2. Now the third, it is difficult to dilate this cartoon character as a whole. So we need to actually find points that we can dilate and help us to draw this dilated image. As you can see on my Caillou, I marked points around the character. I have a point at the tip of the cap. I have 2 points at the tip of 2 hands. I have a point at the tip of the 2 toes, right, 2 feet, and heels around the pants and shirts, right? So those are some points that I marked on my Caillou, and that's the point that I'm going to dilate. Okay. Once you marked all the points that you're gonna use for dilation, you're gonna use a ruler, or maybe you have a book or notebook that you can use like a ruler to draw straight lines. But you don't draw straight lines anywhere. You have to draw straight lines connecting your center of dilation and your marked point. So for example, I'm connecting my center of dilation and my point at the tip of Caillou's hand and draw an extended line like that. Okay? And you do that for every single one of your point. If I do that for my Caillou's feet, the tip of the feet, toes, right? I draw a line right there. Right? You see the two purple lines? Yeah. So like that, you're drawing lines all across, right? For between your center and your marked points. Okay. Once you have all the points marked, you can also find dilated points. So how do you do that? You have a ruler. This is my ruler, and this is a millimeter or centimeter side, and this is an inch side. Now, it doesn't really matter which side you use, but it's easier to use the millimeter or centimeter side because you have more numbers to work with. Here, you're going to decimal, right? So it's more difficult. So we're going to use the centimeter side. The millimeter, 10 millimeter is 1 centimeter. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to decide on my scale factor. Now we're going to make this image bigger, so you got to choose a scale factor that is greater than 1. So you can choose like scale factor 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Greater the number, bigger the image is going to become. You could choose the 1.5, the decimal point, but that's going to be difficult. So for example, I chose scale factor 3. This is your choice. Just tell me which scale factor you used. Okay. My example is scale factor 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the length between my point at the tip of Caillou's hand and my center of dilation. And it comes out to be 3 centimeter. So I wrote down 3 centimeter right here. Okay. If the distance is 3 centimeter and my scale factor is 3, this is scale factor is a number that you multiply to every single number of yours, right? So since scale factor is 3 and my length is 3 centimeter, I have to do 3 times 3. And 3 centimeter times scale factor 3. And that comes out to be 9. So my dilated point will have 9 centimeter away from the center. So I'm gonna use my ruler and find that 9 centimeter away, and you can see here's my center at 9, and here's my new point that I mark. New point. I even draw that new point with the arrow. I'm gonna do the same thing for my feet. If I measure the distance between feet and my dilation, center of dilation, that's 5 centimeter. Oh, I'm being lucky here with a whole number, right? You might have a decimal number, then you need to multiply the decimal number by your scale factor. All right, maybe you can use a calculator for that. So this is a 5 centimeter. 5. I'm gonna write 5 here. 5 centimeter. Scale factor is 3, so I have to multiply by 3, and that comes out to be 15. Right? So I'm going to measure 15 centimeter from the center of dilation along this guiding line that I drew. 15 centimeter. And let me zoom out a little bit. So here, 15 centimeter, I don't know, maybe I need to zoom out more. Okay, you see the 15 centimeter right here? Okay, I'm measuring 15 centimeter along this guiding line. And all the way down, I have a new point right here. That's my new point. So I got 2 new points right here and right there. Right? Those are my 2 dilated points. You do that for every single one of your points. Then in time, you're going to have a lot of points along your guiding line, right? Well, now then, after that, you can draw your dilated image. Because how? I know this point down here, if I go up, that is the tip of Caillou's foot. So I can draw Caillou's foot that goes right here. And if I actually have this line right here, maybe your next point is right there, which is a heel of Caillou's foot. So I can draw where that foot goes, right? I'm not a great drawer, but I did my best to draw my Caillou's shoe, right? I know my Caillou's shoe go over here because I dilated points. This point is the tip of Caillou's finger, right? So I can draw Caillou's finger that goes somewhere like that. Okay? So if I combine all that with all of my dilated points, in the end I'm going to have a dilated image of your cartoon character. Okay? You finish that, you draw the bigger image of the original Caillou, the cartoon character, tell me the scale factor, bonus point for coloring, and you turn that in by Friday next week. Okay? And that's it. Let me know if you have a question. Just send me a message on Schoology.